This is gorgeous. This is one of the most flattering highlights I've ever worn. Guys, this concealer is already getting creasy on me. Coming to you barefaced today because we're going to be trying on my Sephora sale order. I had not shopped on Sephora in a really long time, so I was super excited to pick out these products that had been catching my eye over and over again. Some really cool, exciting stuff here, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first product is actually a repurchase for me. I have used several bottles of this and I love it. It's the Saie Glowy Super Gel Dewy Illuminating Fluid. I get the lighter shade, which is Star Glow. This is just unlike any other glowy product because it's water-based. It's better than the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I like it better than the e.l.f. dupe for that. It's just a lot thinner and the shimmer is very fine and it just feels so light on the skin because it is water-based. There's nothing else like it, so I had to grab the chance to repurchase it during the Sephora sale. I have about like 3 pumps here. It's just so refreshing on the skin. If you shopped the Sephora sale, I would love to know in the comments below what you got, either if they were repurchases or you decided to try some new stuff out. I actually haven't used this in so long, I forgot what it looks like. It's even prettier. Like, it literally just gives you the most hydrated looking skin, but it doesn't look greasy. It's just stunning. If you have fair skin as well, this does not like make your skin darker or anything or like show up orange. Beautiful. Oh, I did also want to mention this new Rose Inc Solar Power Luminous SPF 30 serum. So this is actually like a dropper bottle. I've been testing this the past couple of days. So I just wanted to mention that it is a really nice sunscreen. I've heard that the new Kosas sunscreen is nice as well. This is mineral, by the way. It's very thin. It's nice and glowy, but it's not too greasy feeling. Mineral sunscreen formulas have come such a long way. This feels just like a chemical sunscreen formula where it's like thin and almost gel-like and beautiful under makeup, but gives you a really nice glow and is great for sensitive skin. So I do really like this one if you're looking for a new SPF. I do really like the Hero Cosmetics one as well. This one is a bit thinner. It has like a pink tint to it. It doesn't cast on me, but I'm so fair. I'm not really the best person to test that, but it's a beautiful formula. So I did not pick up any new foundation, so I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario foundation. This is the color 1C. Since this is too cool for me, I'm actually going to be adding in some of this e.l.f. yellow corrector just to alter the undertone. I'm also going to add in a little bit of the e.l.f. green corrector as well. And then I just like to mix this all together on the back of my hand. And now we have more of this like olive-y neutral tone. I wish companies actually made fair olive foundations. That would be great. This is a thicker foundation, so I like to start with a smaller amount at first. I've never used this over the Saie Super Glowy Gel. Is that the name of it? I feel like I always get it mixed up. It's the Saie Glowy Super Gel. I just always mix up the words, but it looks really nice so far. If you have some fun new base products that I picked up after we do the foundation, I'm really excited to test them out. This foundation has a little bit of shimmer in it as well, which is really interesting on top of the Saie product. It's like extra glowy looking. Before the new concealer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Wand, the contour. I've been absolutely loving the shade of this. I just like doing this before concealer because I like to set my concealer very quickly. So doing this beforehand just helps that. I have been blending this out with a brush to get a little bit more pigment out of it because it is quite sheer. I also got this new Exa, this is not from Sephora, but Credo Beauty, the Exa All Smiles Lip Oil. I wanted to mention Credo Beauty is having a Mother's Day gift with purchase, and there's some really great samples in there. I've actually been using a couple of them, including this little Le Prunier, that's probably a horrible pronunciation, sunscreen. There's some moisturizers, some fragrance samples from Henry Rose, which I've been really liking, but this is the Exa lip oil, also came in the bundle. I will link the sale below if you wanted to shop it. It's usually like if you spend, I think like 100 or 125, you get like a really nice deluxe or full size, some full size products mixed in their bundle. And I've been really liking this. It has like a little bit of shimmer in it. It's nice and moisturizing, but like thin feeling still. Doesn't really feel like an oil, well, like a little bit, but it has a little bit of like balminess to it. On to our next product that I picked up. This milk concealer just really piqued my interest. Now, I have tried the Milk foundation before. That was a long time ago, and their other concealer that wasn't my favorite. But this came out and it was more of a medium to full coverage concealer. I feel like a lot of concealer launches lately have been more light coverage, but I love a medium to full coverage. So this totally caught my eye. I got the lightest shade 1W. The shade also looked really nice in this, so I'm super excited. It comes in this little platinum tube, and then you open it up and it kind of has this like silicone part on the inside which gets the excess product off of it. I saw in the reviews that it can get like a lot of product built up in there, so I'm not sure over time how that would affect things. But and then it has this like pointed tip applicator. I'll do a swatch just so you can see the shade. This I am like, is this too light for me? That's like such a rare thing, but it is for under my eyes. We'll see if it is brightening. I usually do my Pixie under eye corrector first, but when testing a new concealer, I just like to see how it performs on its own. I do really like this applicator. You can like dot it if you wanted to, but I just like to focus it in the inner corners. And then just blending it out with my sponge. The shade is so light. I'm actually really excited about that. See how it blends out. Okay, that blended out really nicely. It didn't like get patchy or cakey. It is so rare that I have a concealer that's actually brightening on me, and this is brightening. I mean, because that shade was just so, like, it's almost a white concealer, but with warm undertones. I got the shade 1W, I think I mentioned that. I mean, that looks super pretty. It definitely is like a little bit on the hydrating side. It's not like a totally flat or matte finish. I would say it's a true medium with just that first layer. Let's see if we can build it up just for the sake of it. I'm gonna take a little bit more just on those dark areas. I feel like this with an under eye corrector would be really nice. I'm gonna take whatever's left over between my eyebrows. I do think it built up a little bit, not a ton though. It doesn't really seem like it could build a ton on itself. It kind of like reaches this maximum point. But my under eyes actually look bright. I am shook. I love that they have a very, very true fair shade. They have a lot of fair shades in this range. The true question though is, will it crease and will it wear well? Because, you know, a concealer can look good at first, but I will be sure to update you in the comments below how that wore and the other base products that we're trying. But I like the look of it and the application was beautiful, so no complaints yet. So let's go ahead and see how that sets down. I'm gonna use my Haley's Beauty powder. I was gonna get the Ilia powder, but since I got this, it's very similar to the Ilia one, so I figured I'd use this one up first. I'm gonna make sure that there's no creases before I set. It's also not picking up with my finger. Sometimes when I do this trick with certain concealers, it'll like really pick up the coverage. It looks nice set down. It definitely took away like a lot of that brightness. Still nice. I don't know if this is quite as full coverage as my Jouer concealer, but it definitely feels lighter on the skin. And it looks a little bit lighter on my under eyes as well. Not just in shade, but like the texture of it. So we'll see how that holds up. I'm going to use the same powder just to set this foundation. This is like quite a dewy foundation. If you buy a lot of makeup and you've never done a month at least of like a no buy of makeup, I really recommend it because there's so many things that launch on Sephora that maybe catch your eye at first, but it's interesting to wait and see how those things, like if they really interest you anymore. That's why I was pretty excited about this order, because these things interested me at first, and after months I still was interested in getting them. So kind of helps narrow down what you're actually looking to pick up. I'm always down to try a new concealer, so we'll see if that one is a hit. Next up, I am so excited about this. Actually, we need to do blush first. I'm gonna do a matte blush because we have a new highlighter to try. This is from PYT Beauty. This is the Exhale blush, which is this really pretty baby pink. You know me, my baby pink blushes. I was almost gonna get another RMS Beauty Redimension blush from the sale, but then I realized that my code actually on RMS is for 20% off, which was more of the discount than I was getting on Sephora. So if I do pick up another one, it will be through their site. That code is always in the description, by the way, if you want to use it. Let's try this new highlight. This is the Haus Labs by Lady Gaga Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlight. This is the second product. Well, I have some of their old eyeshadows, but this is the second product from the rebrand of Haus Labs that I've tried. So I love the foundation shade that they have so much. That foundation formula just did not wear well on me. I'm so bummed because it looks so good at first and the shade is perfect. But anyway, this is their highlighter and I got the silver one. It's also talc free. So this piqued my interest and continued to pique my interest because it's a silver highlight. I feel like for fair skin, you're either stuck with like a champagne or a pink tone. And the pink tone is like, if you're lucky, they'll have a pink tone. They have so many different shades of this highlight formula and I just love the diversity of it. And it has this really cool like baked, what do you call it, embossing. But here's the silver shade. The reason I wanted to try this is because I've heard silver is really great on fair olive skin as a highlight, but also just having fair skin, I've never had or tried like a cool silver highlight. So I'm really excited to put this on. So the swatch, it is like really nice and finely milled. It's not glittery or anything. I'm not sure if all the shades are the same, but I'm gonna use a fan brush because I always like to apply my highlights this way. And the mirror in this, by the way, is really nice. I hope I like this because I need a new highlight. Oh my gosh. See? A highlight that does not like cast dark on my skin. I was a little worried that the silver might do that. This is so pretty. I absolutely love baked formula, so I kind of knew I was gonna like this. Any baked cheek product, like I'm so down for. They just always sit so nicely on my skin. This is gorgeous. This is one of the most flattering highlights I've ever worn. I feel like you can really build it up too like this. I did fan brush applies it like quite lightly. It gives you that glazed look. It is super, super, super finely milled. I can't emphasize enough that it's not chunky or texture enhancing. I think I love this. This was pricey, by the way, too. It was like, I think 40 something dollars, but the packaging is very beautiful. And I really love the formula, so I'm really glad I tried this. So moving on to brows, nothing new in the brow department. I'm just gonna use my NYX brow pencil, you know, the usual. Guys, this concealer is already getting creasy on me. Uh-oh. I really had high hopes for that. I can tell, honestly, like within an hour if a concealer is gonna last well or not. We'll see. So can you see this like taupe shade is a little bit too red for me? If you've tried the ash blonde version of this, I wasn't able to find a swatch online. Let me know if it's like a cooler, like ashier version of this. Oh, I also really needed to pick up a new Kosas foundation in the lightest shade, but I'm holding out because Kosas usually has like 20% off sales on their site, which is, again, it would be more than what I'm getting on Sephora. So I'm hoping they have like a sale soon. I haven't really checked. I will let you know if I see one. I also don't have any new eye products, so I'm gonna use this Jane Iredale. This is their eyeshadow palette in Naturally Matte. I've just been starting with like this light pink shade in the crease. These are like not super pigmented, but I really like that type of formula for the everyday because they're blendable, easy to work with. And then I'm taking this like more muted brown. It's like a purplish brown. I'm really tempted to use the Haus Labs highlight on my eyes. I think I'm going to. Let's do a little bit of this purple from the Ilia Cool palette. Just want to make it a little more smoky purple vibes. I'm also going to take the Charlotte Tilbury, this is the luxury palette in Mesmerizing Maroon, which is the purple shade. I'm going to take this shimmery purple. This is pretty similar to the look I had on in my last video. It was this palette and the Ilia palette that I used. This is gonna be like a softer version of it. So lately I've been using the KVD brow pomade in white as an eyeshadow base, but I don't know where that is at the moment. So I'm gonna use this Jason Wu. This is an eyeshadow primer as well, but this one is also white. This one's like super pigmented though, so you have to be, I feel like I always end up getting too much out. I like doing this under like shimmery light shades. It just like makes them pop even more. And it also gives like a tacky base. So if you're using something that has like more shimmer or fallout, it's going to stick to your eye a lot better. I like to do one eye at a time so it doesn't dry down. But let's go into the highlight now and use it on our eyes. Hopefully this works. It's not super pigmented, but it should be pretty. Yeah, that is gorgeous. This is like a really like white base silver. It's not like dark gray. It's exactly what I hoped it would be. That is super pretty. Going back into the Charlotte Tilbury palette, I'm gonna take this. I'm actually gonna take this light purple. This has the most like shimmer slash glitter out of all of these shades. I'm just gonna put this on the like outer portion of my eye. I just like to have like a little bit of a gradient there. And then I'm gonna highlight with my NYX whipped cream, which is just a matte white eyeshadow. Pretty basic. But for the brow bone, I'm gonna go back into the silver highlight. I honestly just like want to drench my body in this. It just works with everything. So pretty. Thank you, Lady Gaga, for this gem. I think it would actually be fun to do a purple smoky shadow liner, going back into the Charlotte Tilbury palette again in the dark purple matte shade in here. It's the only matte shade that this palette has. Let me go ahead and finish up the rest of my eyes, and then we'll move on to my next product in our little haul here. So I did some mascara and some falsies. I will link the ones below. They are from Ardell. I believe they're the Glamour 100 Lashes. I'll fact check that, but this is the Sephora contour gel liner that I use. This is not new. It's like a hair on my face. So this is the Nudest shade. I just wanted to swatch this for you because I love the shade of it, and it explains, sorry, it explains my next purchase. This is a Sephora lipstick, and the shade, oh my god, hold on. What is that? Just like the tiniest little hair on my face. But this is a Sephora lipstick in the shade Love Love. This is a Lip Stories lipstick, and I got it because the shade looked like such a nice muted pink. It looked more pink online, but like it's literally a taupe lipstick. I will put it on to show you, but I'm probably not going to wear it on its own. It's really pigmented and creamy. I could actually probably wear it sheared out like this. If you like these kinds of like very muted grayish shades, I think you would like this, but it's a little bit too lifeless for me. But I actually think I'm gonna keep it because these types of shades are perfect to use with pink lipsticks that are maybe a little bit too pink for you and you want to mute them. If you just mix them in, like it makes that really pretty cool tone shade. So if you really like cool tone lips, I think this is a really good mix-in option. Let's do a little bit of setting spray, Heritage Store Rose Water and Glycerin. I also have these new mini Buxom lipsticks, so let's try this one. This is Dolly, which is a little bit too warm for me, but I think with this it'll look good. Oh my god, the scent of these is so nostalgic. I remember getting like a Buxom plumping gloss in high school. I'm layering so many lip products, but I'm feeling a little bit of gloss. So I'm gonna use the Pixie Chloe Morello collab. This is Parfait. I don't know if they sell this collab anymore, but they do sell these lip glosses. It's their lip icings. This one has a really cool pink reflect. Alrighty. I mean, that is essentially our look. So that was my entire Sephora haul. I know it was not huge, but maybe it'll inspire you to shop a little smarter and really only get things that super interest you. So I'm gonna go over everything again and let you know if I'm going to plan on keeping them or returning them. Start off, obviously I'm gonna keep the Saie Glowy Super Gel because this was a repurchase for me. I love this. It is just unlike anything else. This concealer, it's looking like decent right now. It did already start to like crease a little bit. I will give it another chance for sure because maybe it was like the foundation on my sponge or something. I will try this again, but it just isn't like as good as my Jouer concealer, so it might end up being a return. I will keep you updated. I did really like the shade and the application, but we'll see how it ends up wearing. This Haus Labs highlight is the gem of the haul for sure. This is absolutely gorgeous. I've never tried a highlight shade like this. I rarely say that you guys need something that I end up trying out because there's always lots of other options or things that we may already have. But this is so unique unless you already have a silver highlight, but I doubt it. If you have fair skin, I 1000% recommend trying this out. Not only do I love the shade of it, but it is my favorite kind of highlight formula where it's like very, very fine shimmer. So it just gives you like this reflect without looking chunky or accentuating texture. Even if you don't have fair skin, they have tons of other shades of these. Hopefully they're all that same formula, but this is so, so gorgeous. It's like automatically a new fave. So definitely keep, obviously. And then lastly, the Sephora Lip Stories lipstick. This, it was just like a little bit too grayish to wear on its own, but I'm probably gonna end up keeping it just as a mix-in formula. It's nice and moisturizing. I do like how it looks on the lips. It actually says that it's matte for some reason, but it's definitely like a shiny satin lipstick. But anyway, it is a really nice, unique, cool tone shade if that's what you're into, or if you're like me and you really need to mute down your pinks for them to look good on you. So this was like, yeah, it was okay. It didn't blow me away. If you enjoyed this and you're not subscribed already, I would love to have you. Just hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you don't end up missing my next video. And give this video a like if you liked it, or if you didn't, let me know why in the comments below. Hopefully you did. But thanks for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Another moment for this highlight. Please, it is so pretty. This is like the innovation in makeup that I love. Just new shades that aren't really out there.